Back again, back again. We got a couple people in here already. I was just having so much fun on that last stream. I figured we'd just continue with the Q&A. We'll just wait a couple minutes, let some folks get back in here. Drop me a comment. Let me know who's in here. But it won't let me just see you guys for some reason. I wish it would do this where it just show me who's in here. So you guys drop me a comment. Let me know who's who, as it were. Let's see here. All right. You guys just dropped me Andrews. I can't pronounce your last name. Sokol. What is up, my brother? How's it going, man? Glad to have you in here as always. I just got through uploading that last live stream. I did it on my GoPro too, and I'm going to be editing that later to make it easier for you guys to kind of refer back to it and be able to hopefully get something out of that on the points that were made. Andrew, was you here for that? Who else is in here? You guys drop me a comment. We'll get this thing wound back up. It takes me a minute to get on a subject to talk about and get things kind of rolling. I had to take a break. This rental house we're at, the drain in the shower was a bit slow, so they had to come and fix it. Oh, nice, man. Nice. Where are you guys working at? There's a couple of you that's in here. Don't be afraid to just say hello so I know who's in here and drop me a message on, stuff you might want to know about. Heck, shoot, ask me personal questions. I don't care to talk about my life. That's kind of like part of it. Let's see. Pensacola, Florida. My feelings on new and used equipment, if you use it all day, every day, I would go with something newer. Not necessarily, you don't necessarily have to have something brand new, but I would lean toward newer equipment because you need that reliability. You need something that's not, if you get something older and it has little stuff wear out and, like heavy equipment tends to have stuff wear over time. A lot of this stuff doesn't just break and you're down. It does happen, but most of it's just stuff that wears out, starts getting floppy, seeping, leaking, stuff like that. So if you're not super, super busy, and this is why smaller businesses do okay with more used equipment, then you aren't working all the time. So you can afford to work and have stuff start leaking. And then when you're caught up on work, you can go ahead and do preventative maintenance and work on it that way. So if you're a newer business, older equipment's okay. But as you start getting established and you start keeping equipment on the job and you start getting booked out, you need to have something newer and more reliable. Because downtime hurts more. When you're booked out a month and a half, 2 months, for your machine to be down for 2 or 3 days pushes every job out. So you got to call all those customers and say, or at least, say you're booked out 2 months, you've got to call every job that you've got booked for a month and let them know there's a good possibility you're going to be 2 to 3 days past where you tentatively, and this is one reason I don't give, I will be here on this date. I say I will be on your job anywhere from 7 days before to 7 days after the tentative start date. And that way you've got a window and you don't have that date come up and because of weather or breakdown, somebody's calling you saying, okay, you said you will be here today at 10 a.m. That's just, it doesn't work out too good. You know what I'm saying? So that's newer business, older equipment's okay. older business that's established and busy, you want to keep newer, more reliable stuff. Skidster Drew is back in the house. So if you missed the earlier live stream, be sure to go over, check his channel out. Recently, again, he left his full-time job. So let's go over, check his channel out, subscribe and support him. And congratulations on that new baby, Drew. I don't know if I congratulated you already. He looks like he's having a good time. I was watching him the other day on your page. Let's see. Brad, hey, I really enjoy your channel. You and a few other YouTubers have inspired me to try to get something started in the spring. I'm stoked for you, Brad. Keep an eye on things, how it's going. One of the big factors here lately, the day Pfizer announced that they had a vaccine for the coronavirus, the stock market shot up 10,000 points. So that is a good indicator that come January or whatever, more than likely they'll have it distributed and markets are going to be going back up. Back when they first did the first lockdown in North Carolina, for a week, our calls stopped dead in the water. I thought, oh boy, I'm going to get to have a break. After a week, we started getting more and more calls, and our workload actually tripled. So I think this spring will be a good time to start something up, but right now is a good time to start something up because come spring, something else could happen. Some other natural disaster that could hurt the economy. The biggest thing to watch, is like if you watch the news, I don't put a lot of faith in it because depending on what network you watch, it's kind of biased. I wish there was. For people like me, I'm not political. I just wish there was a news channel that just told it like it was. But they're biased. So they will say something that scares people or excites them greatly. They're not going to give blah news. So they want to get an extreme emotion out of people. So if there is something that happens that gets an extreme emotion out of people, it'll either make the markets and economy shoot up or shoot down. And a lot of times they are irresponsible because they'll say something that scares people and the economy plummets. And it's definitely hurt larger companies more than it has the middleman. Every light excavation and grading company that I know of right now is anywhere from 1 month to 3 months out booked solid. I got one friend, I think he said he had 26 jobs on his books. And these aren't jobs that, have been on his books. We've all gotten a little bit more booked out as things have gone along. So, pay attention to the media as far as, not taking to heart what they're saying, but the reaction that the general public is going to have to what they're saying. It's just like I saw a thing on the news earlier that said President Trump said something about a smooth transition to power. We won't get on politics, but, something like that is going to give people kind of a okay, there's an end in sight. And when you get a feeling of relaxation, the general population is going to get that same feeling and they're going to start spending money. When they start spending money, you start staying busier. So that's a good thing. Right now, I don't see anything that would keep me from telling somebody do not start a business. Now is a bad time to start a business. Just pay attention to what's going on around you. If you don't see anybody doing any dirt work, then there's a good possibility there's just not a lot in your area. But if you see a lot of companies running up and down the road a lot, and you see a lot of bare dirt, a lot of construction zones, that's a good indicator that it's a good time to jump into it. And I always say start advertising before you have equipment. You can always rent. You can advertise for jobs that you could rent and get them done. It's definitely a good time, I think, to be in the business. If you guys like these live streams, click the thumbs up down at the bottom. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing because I give an unbiased outlook on what's going on, as far as excavation and grading. And if you're not familiar with this channel, I do a lot of how-to videos, how not necessarily to, but how I do. Sometimes people think the way I do something's wrong or there's a better way to do it, and they'll comment. And you guys can go down in the comments on every video and see, like what people are saying. And you can choose what you think sounds good to you and what will work for you. What I do on a job may not necessarily work with the equipment you have. Another thing I want to encourage you guys to do is go down on my channel and just click on the Digging Life 21, and you can go back. You can click what order you see the videos. And a lot of my earlier videos are terrible. Like, I am the worst personality. I'm like, I don't even know who that is. It's not me. And a lot of YouTubers are like that. They just kind of stand there and talk to the camera and they try to get their point across. And it's not them. So if you watch a new YouTuber's channel and they're kind of blah, listen to what they're saying, and it may be useful. Don't base it on just their personality, because their personality is going to evolve and it's going to come out as they get comfortable on camera. So I got a couple of other channels. One that I really want you guys to go over and subscribe to. You don't have to ding the bell so you don't get notifications and stuff, but it's Digging Life Deeper. And the reason that I really want you guys to go over there and subscribe to it and not necessarily ding the bell, these YouTube channels get hacked and deleted, and I don't know why anybody would benefit from that. But if you go over to Digging Life Deeper and subscribe to it, if this main channel does get hacked and deleted, at least you can go over to Digging Life Deeper, and I'm going to be starting up over there. Digging Life Deeper, the main thing over there is I do a lot of more uncut videos. You're probably going to see more, kind of the cut scenes. I kind of toyed around with the idea of just like on Digging Life 21, doing the heavily edited and fun videos. But for a lot of you who are really wanting to learn, real time, you'll learn a lot more from. And I thought about just doing totally uncut, unscripted, just straight through videos uploaded over there. So drop it in the comments and let me know if that's something you're interested in. Otherwise, definitely go over there and subscribe, because I feel like as I'm going along doing YouTube, I'm learning from you guys just as much, what interests you, what's going to help you. And I'm learning better and better ways to present information, like bidding on jobs. My first bidding video was okay. It wasn't like my delivery was probably terrible. But the points are the same. How you bid and how you make money on these jobs is all about your presentation and your personality. Most of the time, you're selling yourself. You are selling your personality to somebody. And if you can make yourself likable, which, man, my viewers, I think, are the best. I very rarely get trolled. I was talking to Brandon, Elite Earthworks. Most of you guys know him. And I was like, man, I had somebody say, I can't remember what it was, but it was mean and it was ugly and hateful. And it kind of, it made me a little angry. And he just didn't skip a beat. He's like, dude, you made it. You are now a YouTuber. He's like, as soon as you get trolled, you're legit. I was like, that's an optimistic, positive way to look at it, man. And he's like, yeah, dude, you made it. You have made it. You're a YouTuber. As soon as you get trolled. And, the funny thing is, realistically, I don't get trolled a lot. Surprisingly, to me, it's surprising, because I don't think I'm the best YouTuber. And, a lot of the information I put out there is a little bit opinion, and people like to argue over opinions. So I've been fortunate. But, man, you guys, my viewers, I love y'all. I love it. I love it. I love it. The only thing I could ask of you guys is that when I put a video out, please comment. That's one of the YouTube algorithm things that it looks for, is people interacting, just like you guys over here on my right, commenting right now. That helps. The more comments you guys put out there, if you just say, I agree with what you're saying, totally, you're wrong, I disagree, any comment you put over there makes the algorithm see you guys interacting with me and my videos, and it starts blasting it to other people that are watching YouTube, and it will help my channel greatly. So any video I put out, please comment for me. If you're new to the channel, I'd love it if you consider subscribing if you think this channel will help you or you'll find it entertaining. Some funny stuff happens, on the job, and I'm starting to kind of get away from being just informative, and entertaining is just showing people a glimpse into the real life happenings of a small excavation and grading business. And if you can't have fun with it and laugh at yourself, you're going to be miserable. Absolutely miserable, because this business will make you mad. It will make you angry if you take it too seriously, and if you try to run on too tight of a schedule. So let's check out a couple of comments here. When does the new cutter come in from Skid Steer Drew? Man, it came in yesterday. And of course, it came in when I went out of town, and I'm going to be out of town for a week, and I don't get to go play with the machine. So it is at Carolina Equipment Rental, who I purchased it from. It is a 60-inch Bushmaster, and I am stoked. I think it's going to really open things up. I won't just have a mulcher. I won't just have a brush cutter. I'll be able to take them both, and I plan on taking them both to every brush clearing and forestry mulching job, because they both have their strong points. The Bushmaster rotary cutter is great for smaller stuff that I'm wanting to clear faster, especially stuff lower to the ground. And it, let's see, sorry, I get distracted. Happens all the time. So it's good for low ground and making time and really mowing through stuff fast. But it slings stuff everywhere. I mean, at me, hit my safety glasses the other day, and yes, I had my screen up. I don't recommend it. It's like playing dodgeball. You're trying to get out of the way. So, but my face is probably cheaper to fix than that screen on my dadgum excavator. So yeah, it's in. I'm excited about it. Tell me how I can make those videos better for you guys. Tell me what I can do to, do y'all want to see the brush cutter and forestry mulcher like outside the machine, where you can see the whole machine and the head working, or do you like first person? Do you like being right here, which is where you can see people's head? The camera's mounted right here. And then if you really want to just see what's going on, I can mount it on the the front windshield, which I don't know why you call it a windshield, because you never get enough speed to catch wind in an excavator. But right there, and you can see everything. So you guys tell me which view is best for you and what you would like to see. Let's see here. Getting back over to the comments. Rado, I have looked at a lot of excavators. Why did you pick a Yanmar? Because I'm poor. I am a poor hillbilly. And that was, for the price point and the machine itself is why I picked the Yanmar. Plus, the particular machine I bought, I put probably most of the hours on that machine it had when I was renting it. That exact machine, I'm not saying I rented an 80 and then I bought this one. This is the exact machine that I rented and started my business on, and I knew its capabilities. And I knew that it was the right size machine for the job. So for the jobs that I did. And that's why I picked that machine. I probably won't get another Yanmar, because even with an 865 pound counterweight, I think it is still really light in the rear end. And especially when you reach out with a mower and you move it a little bit, it comes off the ground and it's like riding a bull all day long. And I mean, all day long. It is ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. You can add 2 counterweights to it, but at about $2,000, it's like, do you want to buy a machine and put $4,000 into counterweights on it, or just buy something that's already, set up and ready to go. So that's kind of what we're looking at. I'm probably going to go with something different. For some reason, I don't like cat. And it could be because the one crooked company that I can't stand in my area runs cat. And every time I see a cat, I envision their little company name sticker on there, and it aggravates me. So, for the cat companies out there, this company ruined you as far as getting any business from me. And that sounds so stupid and ridiculous. I know, and I can put it in my head that I could buy a cat, put my company name on it, and give it a good reputation. But I just don't want to be associated with them in any way. And I'm almost kind of afraid that, anybody that's had dealings with them sees cat equipment on my job and will associate to some degree. It's ridiculous, but people are like that. They will judge you based on that. So let's get on over here to the comments again. Okay, Andrew Sokol. I really am sorry if I'm messing that up. He says, appreciate it. We've been slammed and we're booked out pretty far. So I think that X will definitely help us catch up. That is some awesome advice for scheduling. Thank you for watching. Bidding and scheduling, is very important. James Dees. Hey, Todd, how's it going? I'm on my way to get some new packing. I'm not sure what kind of packing we're talking about, man, but it's always good to see you, James, man. You comment on almost all my videos, and thank you. The comments really do help. People think, he doesn't need my comment. I need every single comment and like that I can get so I can reach more people. If you agree with my message, so help a brother out. Backhoe. James Dees is getting a backhoe. Cool, man. You just keep on easing along with it and enjoy your day. James Dees says, hello, Todd. Check it out. I put 4 new injectors in the backhoe because the machine runs wonderful immediately after cranking it up to packing's blue. Okay, I'm with you now. Michael Weatherhead, you do great. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. If there's anything I can do better about my delivery of my messages, let me know. Let's see. Georgie Jones. Hi, Todd. Are you still looking for a driver helper? I sent you a message about it on Facebook a few days ago. Just wasn't sure if you had seen it. I don't know if I saw it or not. I went through a couple of them. I'll have to look. Let me know, comment if it's under your name, Georgie Jones, or what it would be under. Charles Bessenbach, good to see you, Charles. He's been commenting on a lot of my videos and watches them, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate it, Charles. You guys are not just a crew. You're not just a bunch of people. I see your faces. When you have your profile picture of some kind, when I see your name pop up, your picture pops up in my head. I know you as people. I got 4 likes. That's probably more than I've ever had on any live stream. So thank you, guys. Thank you. Be sure to click the like button and help a brother out. Listening to the stream while he spreads 10 tons of gravel in his own driveway. Never as much fun when you're the one paying for it. No, it is not, friends. It is not as much fun when, you're the one paying for the material. It's a lot more fun when somebody else is paying for it. And oh man, I got 2 likes right there. We boosted it up to 6. 6 likes and 11 viewers at one time, man. That's pretty good. I can't complain. I got to step away from the computer for just a second. If you guys want to just kind of hang around, I will be right back. I promise. All right, so it looks like we picked up a couple of people. If you're new on the screen here, be sure to click the like button so I know that you like me. And if you're new to the channel, we do excavation, grading, and excavation and grading business videos to help you guys win more bids and make the most out of a job, you know. And one thing I touched on earlier in the live stream, not this live stream, but the one earlier today, and the video will be up tonight, the edited one with the main bullet points. We were going over how to win every bid. And the biggest point was that you provide 3 options A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, however you want to do it. 3 options to every customer. Thank you for the like, whoever just did it. You've got to provide 3 options to people, because if you answer that call fast and you get to that quote same day or as soon as the customer can have you there, you want to be at the front of the line, and you want to give them 3 options, because most people want 3 quotes. And if you give them 3 options, they don't have to go to the trouble to call up 2 other contractors and get quotes from them. People, you know, if you're a likable person and if you show up with a positive attitude and you're sincere and you want to be a part of their job, they're going to like you. And it's how you present yourself. You want to be approachable. You want to be somebody that they want around them and somebody they want on their property. So if you give them 3 options, 3 price points, and a lot of people don't want the cheapest option. A lot of people don't want the most expensive, and some people don't want a mediocre job. But if you give them each level of option, then they're going to have stuff to pick from. They're going to be like, okay, I'll take this one. You know, do you want to go to McDonald's, Zaxby's, or in our case, you know, like a Ruth's Chris? And some people can only afford McDonald's, and that's fine. You give them as good of a job at each price point as you can while being realistic and not going in the hole. So that was what the earlier live stream was about. Y'all go check it out if you weren't there. Hopefully it helps somebody. I'm going to start structuring, you know, during this time, I've been doing a lot of forestry mulching, and you can only make that so interesting. So until I start getting some, you know, jobs that are fun to watch, even though forestry mulching, you make great profit. It is great profit. Forestry mulching, roadside mowing, is awesome. You know, if you can keep the machine and stay in the machine, it's a lot better profit than running a truck. But until I start getting some more interesting stuff, I'm going to be doing more of these business videos, that you're not distracted by the machine running. But don't worry, I'm still going to do those kind of fun videos. But a lot of you guys who are out here messaging me, I'm seeing, are having and struggling with the business side of it. A lot of us are dirt dogs. You know, we're truck drivers, we're machine operators. You're not necessarily a businessman. But when you want to make the money and be in business, you've got to become a businessman. You've got to learn how to talk like a businessman. And you will never hear me teach how to do something underhanded or how to take advantage of people, because I do not operate that way. I do not try to sell on the best job and then deliver the cheapest job. That's not how you're going to make it in this industry, especially if you're in a small town. Your reputation, I'll get it out. Your reputation can create you, and it can crush you. You take your pick which one you want it to be. I've seen guys go from doing good work and get caught up in the money, and they're done. They get greedy. Don't ever get greedy. The biggest thing, I'm working with a guy right now who hasn't really been in this business, and he went right out, bought a new truck, bought a new Kubota excavator, and he has got the personality. He's got some know-how, and he's learning a lot of hard lessons by being, you know, self-taught and going into this business maybe a little bit blind. And you guys message me. If you're in that situation, message me. I don't want to call myself a tool, but I'm a tool. Use me. Message me. Just because a video was posted a year ago, if you comment on it, I'm going to see it now. I'm going to get a notification now. I will respond. If I don't respond, something's wrong or I didn't see the notification, and I'll apologize. But I try to answer every single question. If somebody makes a statement, great video, I'll heart it, and that way you know that I saw it and I read it. I don't just go through there hearting. But I don't tend to respond to just statements. But if somebody asks me a question, I will respond because that's what I want this channel to be about. I want to be helpful to you guys. I want to be approachable, just like anybody else. Let's knock out a couple of questions real quick so I don't get too far behind. Actually, I don't think I am. Oh boy, I am getting behind. Let's see here. Rado, with your tractor, do you find it a lot slower than a skid steer? I have a tractor with a loader, but I keep getting told that I should get a skid steer. What are your thoughts? Yes. If you're moving a lot of short little moves, if you're scooting, moving a few feet over here, yes, a tractor is a lot slower, but it doesn't tear the ground up as bad as the twisting and turning of a skid steer, especially a track one. I get told the same thing. I've had people say tractors are junk. You should get rid of it and get a skid steer. Well, when somebody talks to you like that, you might as well disregard everything they've got to say because they're closed-minded. They are assuming that you're doing the same work they are all the time. And every different type of machine has its forte. Otherwise, there wouldn't be different kinds of machines. If there was if an excavator with a blade and a little bucket on it could do everything, that would be the only machine made. I think a tractor is far more versatile. As far as grading driveways, a tractor is a lot faster and it does a better job. Skid steers are better for carrying material. You can grade with them and you can get graded blades. Absolutely. But just because somebody tells you you shouldn't have a piece of equipment, you need to turn right around and say, well, what's my next job? What's the last 3 jobs I did? I was like, I don't know. Well, then how can they tell you what machine you need? You got to think for yourself a lot of the times. You've got to think for yourself and say, what do I need? I don't need anybody telling me. It's just like somebody telling you how to do your taxes and they know nothing about your business. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what tax bracket you're in. Don't take advice from people who don't know what they're talking about. So if somebody starts telling you how to run your business, just go and ask them, what's my next job? What's my last 3 jobs? What did I do? What did I need? They won't know. Shut them down. Don't let somebody influence your decisions that doesn't know what you're doing. I get questions like that all the time. So-and-so told me to do this or that I should have this machine for this business. And the fact of the matter is, you run that business. You are in control. And you need to make your decisions. I can guide you guys, but I am going to ask you, what have you been doing? I'm not going to say that machine's junk. You don't need that. I'm going to ask you, what kind of work are you doing? Where do you live? Where are you working? What's the terrain like? These are all factors that make differences. But if somebody just generically says, you should get rid of that tractor. Okay. In the words of the younger generation, whatever. Apparently, we don't have to finish our words these days. Let's see here. What's next? Brent King. Brent has I bet he was one of my first commenters, and he's been with me since the very first crummy video, and he comments on every single video. Brent, we love you like family, man, and I really feel like that I've known you for a long time, and I actually started a YouTube channel about 5 years ago, and I quickly just let it go because I wasn't getting any views or subscribers, and nobody told me that having a channel is a marathon, not a sprint. Thank you for the likes, guys. I really appreciate it. Be sure to click the like button if you like my videos or if you're enjoying this stream, and if you're new to the channel, it's excavation, grading, demolition, stuff like that. We try to make it fun, and educational and help you run a better business. Thank you guys. I appreciate every single view. I appreciate every single comment. Comments are the biggest thing, guys. If you have a YouTuber that you're wanting to support, you watch their channel and like if you can. Commenting is the biggest thing to me because it's encouraging. You guys encourage me, you know, when you give positive comments and questions and I feel like I'm helping you, then it's going to make me want to do this more. And it's going to make me want to do better and better. A lot of good jobs coming up. We're going to be doing some fun videos, and I'm going to be doing a lot more live streams because I want to interact with you guys. And I feel like doing live streams is a lot more beneficial. I'm wanting to do, you know, some joint collaborations. I want to do a split screen with Elite Earthworks. That's exciting. Give me a thumbs up if you want to see Elite Earthworks on here. Dominique, the dump truck driver, she comes into my live streams a lot, and I think she would be beneficial to a lot of you guys wanting to get into dump trucking. And Mike up at Dirt Boss Masonry and Excavating, he's become one of my favorite channels because he's got the personality and he wants to inform us. He wants to tell what he's doing and teach, and that is a big help to a lot of viewers. And he's entertaining. He's funny as heck. Michael Weatherhead, you do great. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that, man. I really do appreciate it. Let's get down here. Where are we at? Brad O, I love my tractor and implements are way, way cheaper. That's a fact. Tractors are cheaper. I've got a 70 horsepower Kubota enclosed cab. I'm totally comfortable. You've got the loader, and you know you've got a bush hog, box blades, scrape blades. I don't encourage necessarily advertising for doing gardens because they just don't pay a lot, even though I like doing them. That's one way to go. Let's see. Steve Smallwood, thanks for the videos from Kentucky. Plan on getting into the business in about 3 years after I retire from current job. Congratulations, Steve, man. It's never too early to start planning, and it's never too early to go ahead and start advertising. If you advertise, you can sub out, make a little extra money, or, you know, you can just start building your name and your brand, and that will help you get out there. You know, you want to start building and you want to start your business before it's time and before you're ready, you know, unless, you know, you just don't want to really necessarily make a lot of money doing it. If you guys just joined the stream, be sure to hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, I think you should consider subscribing because we try to touch on every aspect of the excavation grading business, demolition, and, you know, we're going to try to keep it fun and informational. James Dees, what name brand size excavator will you look at next? Man, that's a tough one. I'm thinking probably Takeuchi. And Takeuchi's got a close to a 30,000 pound machine, I think, that I would be interested in. Cat, I'm having trouble getting past, you know, Cat. And, you know, they were kind of like Harley. You're paying for a lot of name, and I'm more quality. You guys comment what saying Komatsu. I would consider a Volvo. I think Volvo makes really good bigger machines, like probably a 140 size, and I could pull stuff like that. I'm definitely going to be going up on a bigger dump truck. There's just so many machines. And, you know, when you break it down, an excavator is a pump and a bunch of hoses and hydraulics, and the pump puts pressure and it moves. Granted, you know, they have their strong points and different specs, but take it down to basics. You know, they dig, they pull, they move. You know, to me, I've run every kind of machine, and really, there's not a whole lot of difference. They're machines. They're all going to give problems. They're all going to make you money. I think a lot of it is you don't want to get an old used lemon that's going to cost you money faster than you can make money with it. So I'd love to hear what you guys have got to say, you know, about your machines. What machines do you have? And I think it's going to depend on the size of machine that I want to buy as to what I get. Very rarely do I have a need where I would need a bulldozer. I do a lot of smaller jobs. My favorite jobs are culverts. I love putting a pipe in the ground and then see water run through it. I don't know why. It sounds horribly boring, but that is my favorite job. And that's one thing that I advertise more than anything. Now, you get into installing like 36-inch up to 8-foot culverts, there's big money in that. One job we recently did, and if you go back, it was the 4-foot culvert that I put in. It was like 25 feet deep. We put in 50 feet of it. That was about a $16,000 job. And the pipes were about 5,000. So if you figure in by the time you did the job, and then we had to bring in road bond to top it, we had to do riprap on the sides, we had fabric in there. A lot of what you're selling someone or people are paying for is your knowledge and knowing how to do it. I don't know everything. And on this channel, if I'm unsure or I'm trying something new, which I try something new, even though I know there's a good way to do it, I like experimenting, and you guys get to watch, and sometimes it's a horrible failure. And then, we laugh about it, we fix it, we go on. That is definitely kind of the route I'm going to take with my channel. But as I was saying, well, things are kind of slow and the jobs I'm doing aren't all that fun and fun to watch. We'll be doing more business, related live streams and videos. I've got a lot of good ideas, and just because we went through today from the phone call to kind of sealing the deal, there are a lot of different ways and a lot of different, I kind of compartmentalize business and how we operate. It's just like, now here's an interesting thing. You've got Republican run governments, and then you've got Democrat run businesses. Everybody's so scared that one guy getting in there is going to make or break the country. Now, if you're above $450,000 in income, and I think it's going to be like 3 or 4 million on the inheritance tax, I think it's like 10 right now, something like that. But that's, there are significant differences. Me personally, I don't do politics, but granted, you have to be prepared to adjust to different types of government in general. And you guys be sure to comment. I don't want to start arguments and hate and stuff like that. That's not what this channel is about. We're about helping small businesses, small excavation and grading. When you are in a government, whether it's Democrat or Republican, if you fit into a bracket where your taxes are going to be higher, you're going to pay more of your profit. Okay. What you want to do is grow. You want to grow in those types of economies. You've got to reinvest into the company. There's no sense in just making as much profit as you can if you're going to have to pay more to taxes. That's when it's beneficial that you reinvest that year or that term or whatever you want to call it. So say you're going to jump into a higher tax bracket if your profit is at $450,000. Okay, come December, you need to start looking and say, okay, oh gosh, I made a $500,000 profit this year. You need to go buy a $60,000 machine. You need to get in that lower tax bracket, and you've either got a new machine that you can depreciate over 7 years, or you've got a payment that you can depreciate the interest you're paying on that. Okay, so that's kind of where you want that. But now if it's a government where they've lowered your taxes, okay, that if you're wanting to save money, that's the industry, and that is where you want to go up into being able to save money. So there's different things, and that's going to be the types of stuff we cover and make any government or any economy work to your advantage. Just like going into a recession, people are scared to death of recessions. But if you are prepared, and I will tell you guys how to prepare for it, you will prosper. You can prosper in a recession. fortunes are made in recessions. People who are greedy and just blow their money and don't prepare when a slow economy comes into play, those are the big boys that go under. And those big boys are going to need to offload equipment quickly, cheaply. And if you're prepared and you've got a little bit of money set aside, or you got some credit set aside, you can take on really good equipment and really beneficial stuff. You can take it on and ride out the rest of that recession, and you'll be ready to make money. You'll have the equipment ready, but you've got to be ready to pace yourself. So that's important. Let's get back up here to a question or two. Where are we at? Listening to the stream, blah, blah, blah. And not blah, 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 what y'all are saying. I'm just going through what I've already read. Let's see. How did I lose my place? Okay. Steve Smallwood, would you recommend renting? Wait a minute. I think we might have already done that one. Let's read it anyway. Would you recommend renting instead of purchasing if just getting started? I would recommend renting if you're just getting started. Doesn't mean that if you buy, you're wrong. It depends on how sure are you going to be that you are going to stay busy. If you're not sure and you don't know the local economy, then I would recommend just renting. But as soon as you see that you're renting or keeping a machine rented for a week out of, if you rent a machine for a week out of a month, you're better off to have a payment. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, I had to check a text message. If you know the demand that you're going to have, then you can make that decision. If you know you're going to need one for a week or more, go ahead and buy a machine. If you're not sure, just rent. That's the best way to do that. Brad, when you bought your excavator, did you already have Wilbur? I want to start with a 3.5 to 5 ton machine dump trailer in my pickup. If that's what you're wanting to start, I actually had, I think I had Wilbur when I bought my first excavator. That was the only way that I was able to haul it. I don't think that at that time I would have bought a machine that I couldn't haul myself, because the minimum haul charge around Asheville is $450. And a lot of times a day's work with my machine only made $1,250. So you take $1,250 and subtract, the $450, you're down to, what's that? $8. And then you got to pay 30% of taxes. You still got your insurance and your fuels and maintenance to figure out. But before it's said and done, you're not going to make a whole lot of money if you're moving a lot. A 3.5 to 5 ton machine, you're going to be able to do really small jobs. But if you think you're going to want to be doing like clearing land, even small trees, you're going to want to go a little bit bigger, even if you have to have that machine moved. So I would lean toward, Brad, what kind of jobs are you going to do and where are you located? Drop me a comment on that, and that's going to really help me tell you what I think as far as how you're going to do. I'm going to wrap this stream up here in about 5 more minutes. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and drop them out there, and we'll kind of wrap this thing up. I don't know if Brad O is really wanting my input, but I think I've got a little bit of input I can give him if he wants it. You can do culvert work, and you can do, little ditching jobs and stuff. If I was doing much of anything, I would go with a machine that's about 12 to 14,000 pounds. And, 2 tons doesn't seem like a lot, but that is 4,000 pounds, and that's 4,000 pounds of butt holding you down when you go to pulling trees. Grade A Land, welcome in, man. I don't know how long you've been here, but it's always good to see you. Buy biggest machine you can, bigger the better. A lot of times, that's true. If you're working in people's backyards, you want a machine that is size appropriate, but for the most part, the bigger machine you can afford, the better. You can always rent something smaller, and it's cheaper. But if you've got a little bitty machine and you think, well, I've got a little bitty machine, I can rent a bigger machine when I need it, then you're going to be out. Somebody's out front, and I don't know who it is. Sorry about that interruption. The best thing is to advertise and think about the size of jobs that you're comfortable taking on. Most of the time, people who are just getting into the business, they don't have the capital to back up taking on a big job. So smaller jobs do tend to be what new companies can do and what they can comfortably do. If you're really small and you don't have a lot of savings in the bank to cover something going wrong, there's a good chance one big whoopsie or one big debacle can just shut your business down. You got to have some money backing you up. Let's see. Grade A Land, what machine next is in your future? Probably a bigger dump truck. As far as a machine, probably a little bit bigger excavator, something more stable. I love my excavator, but it is not stable. A Yanmar in general is not a stable machine, even with additional counterweights. I think if I added another 800 or 900 pound counterweight, it's still going to jump and jerk me around, which any machine will, but it's kind of ridiculous how much it, like I had the pump turned up and literally I can boom up pretty just quick and it'll pick the back of the machine up without a load. I can just have an empty boom and jerk up, pull up on it to make a quick movement, and it'll lift the rear end up, and it's aggravating. It really is. I like Bobcats. I like Bobcat machines, but I'll look really hard at Takeuchi. I think Takeuchi will be up there. Their biggest machine. We'll Skechers. Finance or buy equipment? Really, again, it depends. You've got to keep operating capital in your account. You do not want to save up and say, I finally made it. I finally saved $50,000 and I buy that machine. You've got to leave some operating capital in your account. Ideally, and a lot of you are going to think this is out of reach, but if you can start now, if you can have $10,000, I try to jump by tens. Once I get to a $20,000 savings, I try to operate until anything I buy is not going to bump me below 20 grand. Keep going by tens, ideally $20,000 is a good number to try to keep in your account no matter what. That will cover a lot of the biggest repairs. Definitely operating capital. So financing is not bad. It keeps your operating capital. You can write off the interest that you pay. Leasing is not a horrible option. I'm not a fan of it, but at least with leasing, you can write off all of the money that you pay to lease. So hopefully that helps, little Skechers. Right, he's in Canada. I wanted to start with driveways, culverts, yard cleanup, stuff like that. Really, whatever I can do. I want to be able to haul it myself. I don't want to depend on someone to haul. So yeah, I would definitely, 5-ton machine, you can do a lot of that work easily. I would not go below that. I would try to push to get a 12,000 pound machine, and I think you'll be happy. The KX 057 is a great machine. I love Kubotas, and I would consider a Kubota a KX80. But as far as you wanting with your setup, I would look at Kubota, and you can get Kubota Care and I've used Kubota Care once or twice. It doesn't matter what happens to the machine. You pay $200 and they either replace the thing or fix it, and they fix it right. So Kubota is a good company as far as my experiences. Some of you may have had bad experiences, but not me. Brado, I know bigger is better, but unfortunately cost is a huge part of the size of the machine and hauling is the other. So yeah, if you get a 10-ton machine, you're going to be able to operate, you're going to be able to make money, and you're probably going to be happy. But if you can get that 12,000 pound machine, go for it. Takeuchi, Kubota, even Yanmar. Yanmar is a good, reliable machine. I just can't stand their balance, which they don't have any. They're too light in the rear end. So, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for joining yet another live stream. This makes like 2 hours of live streaming today, and I've had a blast. If you're new to the channel, Excavation, Grading, Demolition, consider subscribing, hit the like button, and I look forward to tonight being able to upload today's earlier bidding bullet points, tips, and advice. So hopefully you guys drop it in the comments here. I will see it. And actually, once the live stream ends, I don't think it works. But go back on my videos, check out and comment on any of them if you have any questions, or if you want to see a specific video on any of my current videos. If you comment a video you want to see, I will make it. Thanks for being here. I hope you're having a great day. I know I am. And we will see you next time. Peace.